What's up friends? Welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to talk to you about working out smarter to reach your fitness goals. Like really working out smarter, being efficient and get to your goals in a smarter way, because we all want those results, but we don't want to kill ourselves for it. We want to have a life other than fitness and diet and exercise and counting calories all the time. FYI, I have not always been smart about my training. I've always been a hustler, a go hard or a go home sort of person, just went all out all the time and was like, I need to work hard to get to my result. And the only time I was at the peak of my performance of my training was when I was on vacation on Bali. Yes, on vacation. Now don't tell me, oh, you work out on vacation, how boring is your life? And no, I love to work out on vacation because that's when I get more time. So I was really like sleeping like 9-10 hours, working out consistently in a structured manner, eating so much good food, and my training and my performance was at its peak. And then I came back and decided to cut down on food a little bit more. And that was dumb. That was stupid, because for me, for the amount of activity I have, cutting down food was the dumbest thing ever, and it affected my performance and my goals and my fitness goals so much. So today I'm going to give you 4 tips to train smarter, to work out smarter and to reach your fitness goals in an easier manner. And by the end of this video, you will have a clear idea about how to structure your workouts and your rest days, and maybe figure out if you are making a mistake somewhere, which is the reason why you might not be seeing the results that you currently want. So at the end of this video, if you do like it, do hit that thumbs up button, give me a huge like and subscribe to my channel, because I really appreciate the support and it really helps me out. My number 1 tip is training intensity. If you are training intensely and going hard every single day, then you're actually not training intensely. And when I say intensely, I mean like a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10, going all out in your training. And that's not possible on a daily basis because your body needs time to recover. And you might be like, oh, but I see professional athletes do this all the time. I see so many people running ultra marathons, running cross country, working out so much. Yes, they do. But what you don't see is the reality behind what goes into those sorts of trainings. They do so much mobility, they have so many active rest days, so much stretching, so much recovery, and there's so much that goes on behind the scenes, which is not shown because it's not jazzy enough for social media. But you cannot train that intensely more than once, maybe twice a week. And for some people, it's just twice a month, because a 9 out of 10, 10 out of 10 workout actually means going all out and exhausting yourself with no energy to spare. Now, training intensity is very subjective and it can vary from person to person, but here is how you can assess it for yourself. Rate of perceived exertion. Well, this is simply a method used to determine the intensity of your workout based on how you feel. And I'm going to put up a picture here. I like to classify it very broadly, but there's a more detailed information in this image. But basically, if your rate of perceived exertion is between 9 and 10, that means your workout is very high intensity, you're going very hard, you're breathing hard, you cannot talk to anybody in between, and these are shorter workouts. Like think of HIIT or think of powerlifting, where you're going max power, max intensity in that short amount of time. Then we lower down the intensity a little bit with anywhere between 6 to 8, which is still pretty challenging. Maybe you can speak a few words here and there, you're not going all out, but you're still breathing hard and it's not very easy. And then the 4 to 6 range is more like moderate. You are able to talk, you are able to speak a few sentences while you're working out. It may be like more like an easy run, easy pace, or just like a moderate intensity workout. Brisk walking for some people will still fall in this range. And then below this, I just like to categorize it as low intensity. Now, this is of course your rate of perceived exertion, which is a very subjective. Then comes your actual exertion, actual amount of energy that you're using up in the workout. Now, if you have rested well, recovered well, fueled your body well, and are all ready and set to go for a full good workout, then your rate of perceived exertion is going to be the same as your actual exertion or measurable exertion, because your body is all ready and you're good to go. But if all of these things are not there, you might think that you are actually going intensely and your RPE is going to be like, let's say, an 8 or a 9 out of 10, but the actual exertion, the actual amount of energy that you're using up in that workout may not be so high. It might be a 6 out of 10. Why? Because your body is tired. Because maybe you've not taken proper rest. Maybe you've not fueled your body enough. Maybe your body just needs more time to recover from the intense workouts. So for you, it might seem like you're going all out, you're going hard, but in reality, the intensity is somewhere around a 5 or a 6. This is also the reason why many people feel like, oh, but I'm working out so hard, so intensely all the time and I'm not seeing any sort of progress. Well, there's a possibility you're going too hard on too many days, too often, and you're not resting enough, because then you might feel like you're going so hard, you're training so hard, but you have no progress to show for it. Maybe your RPE is high, but the actual intensity of your workout is very, very low. So it's important to structure rest days, to structure your workout routine in such a way that you maybe have max 1 to 2 high intensity sessions, may not be 10 out of 10, but like an 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 1 to 2 max in a week, or sometimes even like 4 times a month. And to make it easier for you, make sure that you do these intense sessions maybe after a rest day or an active recovery day, or just when you know that your body is rested well enough to get through that workout. And of course, in between these higher intensity workouts, you can focus on recovery, mobility, stretching, lower intensity, steady state cardios, or just like lower intensity lifting sessions, just so that you keep that body moving, you keep your workout structure sustainable, and you don't burn out. Because we don't like burnouts. It's not good. You feel exhausted, you feel fatigued, and you just crash. You have this energy slump and you feel horrible about it. I've been there, I've gone all out so many times, and I've just been like, you know what, I just had like a brain fog, I had a headache, I used to feel so tired, so irritated, and it's not a nice feeling. So make sure you have a structured, sustainable workout routine which shifts between high intensity and lower intensity workouts, and make sure that you have enough rest days scheduled in between, because those are important for your progress as well as for your muscles to grow and for you to see any sort of results in your fitness journey. My second tip is training with specificity. Got it. Training with specificity. Simply put, it just means training in a specific way to reach your goals. There is a difference between training and there's a difference between moving your body and just working out. If you train for specific goals, if you train in a specific manner, you make the process more efficient, more faster, and you don't waste your time. I have a problem with people who say just move, just get moving. I mean, sure, that's great advice if you are a beginner and you're someone who needs to build up a consistent routine and you just don't get any movement in. And of course, always consistency over perfection, progress over perfection, for sure. But if you keep doing that in the long run and you're not working out according to your goals, you don't have a specific plan, you're just going to be wasting a lot of time doing random things, and you're going to get frustrated with it. When you are starting out a fitness routine, have a plan in mind, have your goals in mind. It can be fat loss, muscle building, maybe flexibility, just being generally fit. Maybe you want to run a 5K, a 10K, a half marathon, or maybe you might want all of these things. But whatever it is, have these goals in mind and then figure out what movements you need to do according to your body type in order to reach these goals. Now this is very important. According to your body type is key, because let me give you an example. For me personally, Lower body strength is A plus and upper body strength is miserable. And my lower body workouts are always 10 times better than my upper body ones. But if I really want to be building upper body strength, I can't be doing 2 lower body workouts in a week just because I find them easier. Now my goal would be to incorporate more upper body sessions than lower body sessions to actually see progress. This is what I mean by training with specificity. Just because someone else is doing one kind of a workout, one kind of a routine, it may not be suited for you. Yes, for general fitness, having a routine with like full body, lower body, upper body, core mobility is great. But if you're having specific goals like these, then it is important to have a specific plan as well. Because if you're just going to be doing random movement, random workouts, you'll end up not seeing progress, and then you'll start getting frustrated, and then you'll end up giving up, which is something that I don't want for you. Because think about it, if someone wants to be a sprinter and trains like an endurance runner or trains like a bodybuilder, not gonna work. You're not gonna build that speed, you're not gonna build that power. So, training with specificity is important. Tip number 3, start small. Start with smaller goals. Sure, training with specificity is important, it's very, very important, but you can't just jump in and be like, I want to be able to run a 10K by the end of this month if you've never run before. It's going to take some time. I made the same mistake when I was getting back into training after a little bit of a break because of a few injuries, and I just jumped back into my old training style, and I was like, I need to wake up at this time, I need to be able to eat this much, I need to do this sort of workout, I need to push myself to do these workouts, and I need to do this and that and this and that and this and that and this and that. And basically, I was just setting myself up to fail because there was no way I was going to be able to do all of those things in one single day. So start small. Set yourself up for success, not failure. Start small. Have one goal at a time. Work towards one goal. Sure, have a long-term goal, but have multiple smaller goals which will help you reach that long-term goal. Maybe start with, if you don't drink enough water, I'm going to make sure that I drink a little bit more water starting today. Or if you're someone who, let's say, skips breakfast but you want to have breakfast, then tell yourself that you will create this habit, or you will start this habit of having breakfast every single morning no matter what happens, and then build it up from there. Workout. Start with 3 workouts a week, not 5, not 6, not 7 immediately, definitely not 7, but start small. 3 workouts, 30 minutes a day to get started off, and then slowly build it up from there. These smaller goals, these smaller habits will compound over time, will improve over time, will increase over time, and help you reach your longer goal without you having to get frustrated, without you having to feel like it's too much and burning out and feeling demotivated and in the end giving up. So start small, be specific with it, and you'll be good. My last and final tip, you know what's coming? It's nutrition. You need to fuel your body. There is no two ways about it, but I know it can be very confusing and overwhelming because there's so many things today. There's like vegan, vegetarian, keto,
intermittent fasting, calorie counting, macro counting, high protein, eat more, eat less, calorie deficit, eat at maintenance, do a high carnivore diet, don't eat this food, like
it's just insane, and it's very confusing and it's very frustrating as well. I get it. But it is important that you fuel your body right. And for a long time, I made this mistake of not eating enough, just working out all the time. I was under eating, and my body was just adapting to that and being like, hey, you know what? You're not giving me food, I'm not going to give you results. That's exactly what happened, because even though I was skinny, I was not toned, I didn't have any sort of muscle definition. It was low fat, low muscle, I was skinny, but I was also, I wouldn't say very, very strong. And I still wasn't happy because I was not seeing the results that I wanted. So it's very important for you to fuel according to your activity, according to your goals. Now, what is suited for you is of course more of a trial and error. You can't just say, oh, this is going to work for you. That's not possible. I will share my experience, and I will share a few tips about what you can do and what you can try so that it helps you out. So I'm going to actually put up a photo here, and This photo is a very recent photo. Like, I literally took it the morning of filming this video, and because so many people had told me that I had leaned out a little bit, and I honestly don't check my weight, but in this workout set at least it does look like I've leaned out a little bit. But I've been eating so much more. I'm not saying like binge eating, but I've been eating so much more. I've been trying to fuel my body accordingly. I don't calorie count. I do listen to just my hunger levels, but consciously I've been trying to increase my food a little bit, because I know that I have a tendency to skip meals. I have a tendency to undereat if I feel like, I'm not progressing, or if I feel like I'm suddenly gaining too much weight, and if I'm not happy with my body. I still sometimes tend to slip back into that, oh, I will not eat and I will cut down phase. But this time I have an accountability partner, I have a coach, I'm using some of my members as accountability and sharing meals with them, making sure that I don't skip meals and that I'm eating enough. And this progress has been in the last 1 month, where I've been eating a lot more, mostly a lot more protein and carbs, not so much as fats. And again, I don't like to segregate, but it's just something that I can eyeball and do it. And yeah, I have actually leaned out because I can see more muscle definition on my arms, on my lower body. I've not been lifting too heavy, but my activity levels have increased, and I've been really focusing on performance and on strength. And my goal was not to get leaner, but it happened. Food, it's all because of the food. Because I increased the food intake, I had a lot more energy, a lot more strength to go all out in my workouts, to do better in my workouts, that the results are shown. So fueling your body is key. Now, here are a few tips for you. If you are under eating, you're not going to be able to see progress. Sure, you lose weight initially, but after a while your metabolism is going to slow down, and it's going to be much harder for you to continue losing weight or even build muscle or get that, maybe let's say, toned physique that you want, or improve strength or build muscle. It's going to be very hard if you're not eating enough. And if you're also in a constant caloric deficit, you need to switch it up at some time. You can't be in a calorie deficit for the rest of your life, because at some point you need to be able to eat in such a way that your body gets all the required fuel, all the required nutrients, but you're also not gaining or losing weight. That's where your maintenance will be at. And again, I personally do not count calories. It's just more about intuitive eating, and intuitive eating is not about gaining or losing weight, but it's more about eating without guilt, eating with complete food freedom, listening to your body, tuning in with your signals. And that's what I try and follow. It's still a lot of practice. I'm not perfect at it, but it takes time. My second tip would be, whatever form of eating pattern you follow, let it be intermittent fasting, let it be veganism, let it be calorie counting, macro counting, whatever it is, do the thing that you think you can sustain for a long time. Do not do it because, oh, I want to lose weight. If you think you can do it sustainably for a long time, again, it's trial and error, but if you can do it for a long time, then that's for you. Because I've seen so many members who are like, oh, I did intermittent fasting for like 3 months, I lost all the weight, and now I'm just eating normally and I've gained it all back. Or someone else says, I did keto and the same thing happened. Or someone goes into an extreme calorie deficit and the same thing happens. Why? Because it's not sustainable. So do the diet or the eating pattern that you think is sustainable for you, that you can stick to at least for the next 2 years of your life. Otherwise, you're going to fall off, you're going to get off track, and you're going to lose your progress as well. So it's not worth putting in all that effort to feel miserable and then not have it be sustainable. That's my second tip for you. And the last tip, just as we are specific with our training and with our workouts, it's important to be specific with our nutrition as well. And when I say specific, I don't mean counting calories to the T or macro counting and not going over or under. What I mean is understanding your body and what works for your body and what sort of nutrition you need. Now, for example, if someone tells you that they're eating 5 meals in a day, it's not necessary that you need to eat 5 meals in a day. For one, there is no scientific evidence which says that 5 meals a day is going to help you lose more weight or lose fat. Sure, there's a thermogenic effect of food, which is basically that your body is burning energy when you are digesting food. But that's not too large, that's not too drastic, that's miraculously going to help you lose weight. So you might be someone who does not have the time to make multiple smaller meals, or you need large meals to be satisfied. go for it. 3 large meals is good for you, or maybe 3 large meals with 1 snack. Or if you're someone like me who has a very small appetite, cannot eat large amounts of food in one go, then smaller meals it is. But whatever the meals are, make sure that they're balanced with all food groups. You're not cutting out a specific food group, and you're keeping it balanced, tried and tested methods, what you've grown up with, and you're not doing anything too extreme. So if you're training with specificity and eating in a specific manner suited to your goals, suited to your body, you're good to go. So those are my 4 tips to help you work out smarter and reach your fitness goals in a more efficient manner. But let's do a little summary, a little recap. I feel like a college professor now. We are going to recap, like lecture's done, we're going to recap. But no, anyways, let's recap. So number 1 is training intensity. So make sure that you're not training too intensely every single time. You're scheduling in rest days, you're recovering properly, and including lower intensity workouts as well as part of your routine. Number 2 is training with specificity. So have goals in mind, figure out what you need to do for that, have a plan and go about it. 3 is, of course, start small. Do not jump into it. I told those things so that you don't make the same mistakes that I did. And number 4 is nutrition. Fuel your body because your body deserves it and you need it. But that's it for this video, guys, and that's all I have to say. I hope that this helps you out, and I hope you like this video, you have some takeaways and you understand how to structure your workouts better, how to get results better. And if you still feel like, oh, you have a few questions, please leave them in the comments below, or even chat with me on Instagram. My DMs are always open and I would love to help you out. But if you did like this video, please do hit that thumbs up button. I would love to hear from you. Comment below, hit that bell, because you will get notified of new videos and it also helps me out. But I'm really glad that you chose to listen to this video and join me today, and I will see you next time. Bye!